That doesn't include all the R18 stuff. Example of one particular Dojin series I like a lot is the Soga no Tojiko Will Not Talk series.
Oh, you would pick that.
I would pick this one, yes, because it's very nice. It is a Ten Desires backstory about the political intrigue and whatnot going on before the characters like Miko and a couple of the others. The idea behind Ten Desires is that they want to forsake their humanity and put their souls inside objects and become immortal. And this was done from the perspective of Tojiko no Iratsume, who became eventually Soga no Tojiko, the green ghost girl that you saw in the lunatic fight wandering around from one of the spell cards. And she was a consort of Fringe Shotoku, and that plays a role, and it's very nicely drawn, and it's an incredibly captivating story. So if you're looking for some interesting Ten Desires backstory, I would highly recommend this series. There's also, the fan base produces its own games, and they will just, they were RPGs, Devil of Decline, Legend of Twilight. Devil of Decline is the sequel to Genius of Sephiroth, which is a Saga Frontier style RPG. Legend of Twilight is a Link's Awakening style game starring Rumia of all people. Platformers, New Super Mario Land, which is basically a combination of Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3. And with no elements of Super Mario World in it, because that was a completely different developer, and that's a game we don't talk so much about anymore. There's Metroidvania-ish game called Gensou Tanzaku Nitroid, I think is the incredibly butchered name. It's most similar to a Metroidvania, it's not exactly one. There's a lot more exploration to it, and creative item using than you would expect, just like Samus and Alucard tend to more go around and just slash things or shoot things to death. It's basically a puzzle Metroidvania game, and there are a lot of evil moves in it, because Desanoia, the group that made that game, is absolutely pro at making Toho games that make you rage. Like, even within the context of Toho games being hard, they are hard of hard.
Or games in general, because he has a bunch of original stuff too.
These guys made me rage at a game just because of its title. That's how good these guys are.
We have some brawlers, Mystical Chain, which has been around for a while. Daiyun Dosai, I admit I don't know a whole lot about.
It's basically a Kunio game. It's like, think River City Ransom.
Oh, okay, so if you want to see Toho characters go barf and fall on the ground, you can, after punching them, you can nap. Sorry, go ahead.
We do have a couple of these fan-based games in the video games room. If people are interested in trying a couple of those, I would be more than happy after this panel's over. If you want to approach me, I'll be in the video games room. I can dig out a couple of these so people can try them if you folks want to.
There's plenty of Mega Man style games. There's Bach Quartet X, which is notable for being a DL site purchase, which means you don't have to ship it from Japan. You can just buy it online and there it is. Megamari, which we've shown here several times, is it is my favorite Toho fan game of all time, because it's one of the few Mega Man remakes that's legitimately difficult and not just fake difficult. There's puzzle games. There's Damn It Koichi Just Turn Your Head, which the real name of which is Satoru Komeiji's Mental Education. I think I showed that last year. It's an isometric puzzler where Koichi is walking blindly forward and you have to pick up signs that she will run into because she's dumb, I guess, and then she'll turn in the direction of whatever the sign was pointing. You have to get her some cake because everyone loves cake. Action games, Yo-Yo Kengeki Muso, which is, you want to talk about this one? Because this is your specialty.
Oh boy, very briefly, we've been trying to show this one particular game over the last several years actually, but we don't have the hardware for it. It is a Ease-Wise, I forget the actual pronunciation of the game, style game. It is fully in 3D, it's really fun to play. The boss fights are really well done, so is the music. It's a real blast to play. We might try to throw it up in the next door at some period in time because we actually have a copy of it. At the same time, we just don't have the hardware for it, and we're getting new laptops for that sort of thing. Definitely worth a look. Yeah, that's my spiel on that.
It's a very visually impressive game, so this requires some level of hardware. There's tower defense games, PatchCon. That's a Twilight Frontier creation. They also made Megamari and New Super Mario Land, among other things. There's roguelikes, Toho Labyrinth, which is an Etrian Odyssey-ish clone, as I recall.
It was really fun, but it required a lot of grinding.
This is grinding the game.
Yeah. I wrote a bot to grind this game for me. That's how much grinding it was.
And just about anything else you can imagine. Can you hand me those discs over? Like, what people will make is crazy. Like, hey, you want a Bomberman clone? Here you go. You can be Tohos and blow yourselves up, detonate on sound. You want a Phoenix Wright clone? Aya Yamamoto, Ace Attorney. Go out and solve cases as the best character series. Who here remembers way back? Let's see how old this room is. Who remembers Solstice for the NES? There is a Toho clone of Solstice. This is an isometric platformer from way back in the day. This is Maristis. I completely lost myself when I saw this. I had to buy it. It's like, I almost gave Pen and a blank check for this. Yeah, very unwise. It's just many, many clones and homages to classic games. And there's many of them that are also original material, like Mariati Trap Tower, which is the game that made you rage a whole lot. I think that was a fairly original concept.
I raged because there were no traps. They were all actually women.
That's upsetting.
Do we have the time to show? How long do you think the Story of the Lost Sky would take? We showed. Okay. Okay. Then we will try to get to Story of the Lost Sky at the end. Things we're glad exist because there's just stuff in the Toho fandom in general that's like, I mean, there's stuff that you like, yeah, that was pretty good. This is stuff that gets your soul really, really excited, is the nicest way I can put it while keeping this a family-friendly panel. Any of you have anything you wanted to say about that? Did you have time to make your thing? I know Yomu took you forever, so you have time to put your thing together? Okay. This, just art that steals your soul, just various Dojin works, which we'll show. For those of you that know who Chado is, we have an unknown title Dojin from him that's Solomaro will be glad to talk about. And you'll see why. This is the kind of thing where, you know what, let's show it right now. Let's cancel this and we'll show that.
So I admit I'm a very simple person with simple tastes, and by that I mean I'm an idiot that likes stupid reference jokes more than I should.
Alright, so this Dojin is set in the aftermath of Perfect Cherry Blossom Phantasm stage.
This is Stupid Reference Jokes, the comic. I can't full screen this, can I?
I don't think you can do any more than that.
I'm sure there's a way, I just...
F11. Oh, never mind.
Come on. Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh, it's shit, it's a
Pause.
Shoot, it's a slideshow. Actually, maybe this would be good. Okay, so yes. Nanoha has come to Gensokyo for reasons that are unclear, except Chado wanted to draw Nanoha fighting Yukari, because why not? And so, as we'll see, Nanoha is really only the first person who's been sucked in. Gilgamesh, King of Heroes. Of course, she has that attack too, so it's just attack versus attack. That is the correct response to that happening. Seriously. Oh, yes. Tezuka, Prince of Tennis. So, if you're wondering why since Gensokyo is where things go after people stop believing in them, if you're wondering why there are no dinosaurs in Gensokyo, Tezuka extincted them there too.
There's one more after this. That's actually a reference that I don't get.
I hope it's in the notes, because I don't remember either. This
It is in the notes,
comic.
yes. This guy.
Yes. Yes. Flustered Yukari is the best.
You skip a page. It's in the notes, yes.
Oh, okay.
You can use these.
But why? Oh, yes.
There it is.
Oh, the Hula Grandpa.
Because why not? Like you could have Tezuka Spin and Starlight Breaker and Unlimited Blade Works all in the same comic because Toho!
Yes, why not just throw in a character who exists to hula dance? The dance of his people at the end, why not?
Yes. Yeah, it does make an M1 reference as well. From my end at least, there's a lot of images that have a lot of really creative references out there. A couple of my favorites include that, because I am a giant Queen fan. Like, you what? Oh, really? In the artist alley?
I got some.
Really? All right, well, if you want this, you can go buy it downstairs, I guess. I didn't even know that. That's really good to know. I might have to get that. Like, I'm the level of Queen fan that gets elitist and angry when people start saying Bohemian Rhapsody when they see this, because I know this is the cover of Queen 2, and that was 2 albums before Bohemian Rhapsody. That's the kind of guy, the kind of Queen fan I am. And there's also this, Napoleon Crosses the Alps. And so much allegory in making Bianca and the horse. But hey, before you say anything, you are now the horseman.
I'm actually mad. I'm actually mad.
You're not the only one.
We also have some fantastic cosplayers, fantastic cosplays within the past several years. There's that Red Sox winning the World Series again. We had Jessica from AWA, and that is indeed her daughter. And I did indeed get permission to show this picture before anyone asks.
My mother and I did this pairing. It was a little less cute.
Yeah, I got it. So for those of you who are not aware, the character with the giant wings is Shinky, and the little girl